Yeah, good morning, my brothers and sisters, fellow TBCians. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world from which you are watching this live TBC 24/7 broadcast. My name is Solo Amahaotu from Nigeria, Lagos. I have to apologize that I have to do this broadcast by this 8:30 in the morning because the normal slot I take by 2:30 in the afternoon have been taken by others. That is a wonderful development because I see it that a lot of us now are heeding to the call from our admin to go on and do broadcasting. Those of you who are taking it up now, you are welcome and God bless you. It is a very wonderful sign. If any of you have listened last week to the voice of one of our sisters who said we should shout and pull down the wall of Jericho. The wall of Jericho was pulled down by the voices of the Israelites when they were coming down from Egypt. With one accord and with their population, their shout pulled down a mighty wall and they were able to overrun Jericho. We have the same type of mission to accomplish. We have very mighty wall in front of us, and that is the elite of this world. Those few people who have decided to corner the commonwealth of this world, use it against us, enslave us, and make us poor. We, now the TBCians, who want to create abundance and eradicate poverty globally in this world, have the big job over pulling down the wall of Jericho. And this Jericho is these few people who have cornered our wealth, who have taken the whole finance and economy of the world and are using it to make us poor and wretched. So, with one accord now, with all these new TBCians now coming up to broadcast, our voices will be heard everywhere and that wall will be broken down. And that takes me to exactly the topic of that I've chosen to speak upon today, and that is the visit of our Randy Wilson and Stephen Cufee to Africa. It is a very, very big landmark, a memorable visit, a very important visit to all the TBCians in Africa, those countries that they will visit. It is important because it will help us to pull down the wall of Jericho. It will help us to bring to the notice of all Africans the existence of TBC, the existence of the only money that will bring them out of poverty. Africa is the home of the poorest of the poor in this world. Not because the continent is poor or that the inhabitants are lazy and weak. It's just because a few, as usual, the cabal, they've dominated everything, they've taken hold of everything. Africa is one of the richest continents in the world, but still, they harbor the poorest of the poor in this world. Just because a few have taken hold of the wealth of the continent and don't let go. They don't want the others to get up, because if they get up, they will have their voices. They will be free. and they will get out the wealth they've seized, and they will snatch it away from them. So they are doing everything possible to keep more than 90% of Africans in penury and squalor, in poverty of the worst order. You have people still dying of hunger in Africa. It's unbelievable. So the visit of Randy Williams and Stephen Cufee is a boost, and we have to thank admin. We really have to thank him because he's doing a lot of things to better the lot of everybody in this world, especially the poor, the wretched, the forgotten, the abandoned. If I listen to what he said when he's announcing the acceptance of the offer to go to Africa by Cufee from him, you will see that admin, whoever he is a God-sent fellow, and he listens to God, and he serves God. He serves God in a very wonderful way in trying to help the poor and the wretched. Let me share the screen and go to that blog where he announced the acceptance of the offer to go to Africa by Stephen Cufee. Please let me share now. Let me share my screen. What's happening? What's happening to my screen now? Okay, it's coming up. So my brothers, I will share the screen now and we read that log together. So I will minimize this now. And go to the blog. Yes. Here is the blog. Here is the blog. Stephen Cufee has accepted the invitation to accompany Randy Wilson on the trip to Africa. There's a video here where Stephen Cufee is talking about it, but I want to read what the admin wrote. He quoted what Stephen Cufee said sometimes, or has been saying in his blogs, on his broadcast. Be careful what you wish for is something my mommy taught me as a child. Stephen has planted a wish in many of his broadcasts, and I decided to grant it. So that is what admin said, that Cufee, in many of his broadcasts, has been planting a wish, and admin has decided to grant that wish. He even referred us to some of the places where those wishes were even published. So let me read on. He wrote, Mary Ann had her wish come true, and she went to Uganda because I decided to pay for her and her son's airfare to go there. I am not a holy person, But when God touches my heart, I do give as I feel God requires of me. God singled out Randy Wilson and made it known to me that he was needed in greater role. Then Randy accepted the invitation. God is raising Mary Ann to become a powerful house woman in the cause of liberty, and I can already see the words written about her in future history books, and the great works that she come out of her. Stephen is one of the sharpest tools in the shed and needs to go to Africa to fulfill God's purpose instilled in him before he was even born on earth. I will sponsor and pay for his first trip as he accompanies Randy there this fall. But Africa will become Stephen's second home, as I see he will travel there often in the future by his own means. The $10 payment you all make here in TBC are a personal stewardship, even though I am only accountable to God on how they are used, and not to be accountable to any man or woman on their use. If you can accept that, then we are all good. But if you cannot, then that is your personal problem and not mine. It is my heart's desire to serve God, and that is the only authority in my life. I am as common as they come, yet good enough to walk with the Creator of all things. My dear TBCians, that is a very strong statement that all of us should really understand. Admin works with God, is not accountable to any man. And that is the reason I believe God has given him that inspiration, that wisdom to set in motion this movement called TBC, the billion kind. It's only from God that such wisdom and vision come from. So he writes, and that is the conclusion. So migration will be behind us, and then we will make plans to send these men to Africa and support the mass majority of our TBC community there. Africa is a furnace of great suffering, and out of it will come heroes of humanity refined by that fire. That is a wonderful conclusion Admin has made there. I think every African should note that. He says that Africa is a furnace of great suffering. A furnace of great suffering. A country with such abundance. No continent has such wealth and abundance as Africa. God made Africa and gave it abundance. But human beings have subjected their fellow human beings to suffering and gnashing of teeth. And Admin has realized that and said, Africa is a furnace of great suffering. But that is where we come in now. All TBCians in Africa, with the visit of Randy Wilson and Stephen Cufee. We should all rally around our leaders now and make our voices heard in Africa. All the countries in Africa that they will visit, I humbly appeal to them to rally around their leaders and the emerging leaders. Because since admin has now asked the 10 plus 1 official leaders to resign, and they've resigned, broadcasters, everybody is coming up now. And this is the time we in Africa should show that we are going to be a continent of heroes, as admin has said. He said, out of there will come heroes of humanity refined by that fire. That furnace of great suffering will refine our people, will refine our poor masses. And this is a stepping stone to that. We should all rally around now our leaders in Africa, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Togo, in all the African countries where they will visit. And let the whole of our countries hear and know the aim and vision of TBC, the vision to eradicate poverty worldwide, especially in Africa, the vision to create abundance for everybody in this world, especially in Africa. This is an opportunity. Let's use this opportunity of the visit of these, our great leaders in TBC, to publicize, to promote TBC. Make great rallies. Like in Nigeria, where I come from, there should be very big rallies in Abuja and in Lagos. We should start organizing it now, before the 2 great men come to visit us here. We should rally around our leaders. We should get in touch with them. And that will start mine from now, to get in touch with our leaders so that we shall organize mass rally. Get the media houses, get the electronic and the other houses to attend these mass rallies, where we shall let everybody become conscious of the existence of TBC. Because even though Nigeria is one of the greatest, has one of the greatest membership in TBC, we are still nowhere, with a population of 180, 190 million people, with only 1.5 million being members in Nigeria. Is peanuts, it's nothing. We should, please, get our people to know about TBC. This is a wonderful opportunity. We should not let it slip through our fingers. We should let all our members come together. We stage very big rallies in Abuja and Lagos. And that I recommend in every part of the country where Randy Wilson and Stephen Cufee will visit. They should please bring their people together. Make a day, just make a day for it. Everybody should take off from wherever he's working or his occupation, and we come together and let the whole countries hear about it, especially know the mission and vision of our great admin, the vision of eradicating poverty. We are wretched in Africa. We are wretched in spite of the wealth that God has given to Africa. We are wretched, and we should not allow this to continue. Let me go back now. I want to come back now. Okay, so please, it is very, very expedient. It's very, very important. It's urgent that we should come together and begin to talk about how we are going to organize ourselves to welcome these 2 great men of TBC and use them to advertise and publicize the existence of TBC letting people know. We're not going to force anybody to become member of TBC, but if people know what the vision and mission of TBC is, they will on their own run and become members. Because the wretchedness, the poverty, the anguish, the national state in Africa is unbelievable. It's only those of us that are here that know it. And our great admin knows it. That's why he says Africa is a furnace of misery and suffering. But out of that fire, great heroes will emerge. And great heroes emerge when they take action. You don't become a hero for taking no action. You must get up and let your voice be heard and let your wish be known. And you have to struggle for it, because these powers that be will not relinquish their stranglehold on us, except we reach it out from them, except we snatch it out from them. And we can do that if we are a group, if our number is formidable. If in Nigeria, for example, we get up to 10 million people here in Nigeria, even 20, then TBC will become our money, because everybody will see the value, the necessity to have a common currency that goes throughout the whole world, that doesn't need any change. It doesn't need to pay commission to these banks and all these people who are suppressing us, where your wallet is your wallet, and nobody else has access to it except you. So, my dear brothers, let's come together now, begin to organize before these men come here. It is necessary for us to prepare for their welcome and use their presence here to achieve the aim of distribution of this wealth. We are distributing wealth. We are distributing wealth free of charge to people. TBC, 25,000 crinkles is, if you convert it into our naira, is unbelievable. Some Nigerians have never seen such amount of money in one bulk in their lives. So why don't we distribute this money to our brothers and sisters, to our downtrodden people? This is an opportunity to distribute it. Let us get up and do that. But before I call it a day, I would like to remind us that today by 3 p.m. Nigeria time or 7 a.m. US Pacific time is another send button meeting. Admin has, in the blog that I just read this morning, said that we should make it a habit to attend send button meeting, because there a lot of important things are discussed and brought to our notice. Things that you will not see in the blog, or see that things that you will see in the blog. If you attend that meeting, you hear important messages from admin that you may not even see in the blog. And apart from that, you are compensated, you are rewarded for attending that meeting. So why can't we attend this meeting, my dear brothers and sisters of TBC? We should attend this meeting. It's very important. We should attend it every morning, every Monday morning. There will be one this today afternoon by 3. And then there is another broadcast here that was put on the blog by admin from one of our brothers in Uganda, a leader in Uganda, who said that the whole world should accept TBC as the money to be used. That is obvious. That is the only money that is really for the people, created by the people and for the people. The money that really takes care of everybody. The money that will eradicate poverty, that will create abundance. That's the only money. Not created based on scarcity, like the fiat money that is existing now. Based on the suffering of the people. Where when you are born, you are put, a levy is put on your head and you must pay it throughout your lifetime, keeping you poor, not allowing you to enjoy life the way you're supposed to do it. So, my dear brothers and sisters, it's very necessary that we should attend send button meeting. And please do not forget that migration is ending at the end of this month. Please migrate. Those who have not paid their $10 admin fee, please pay it. You can even see what admin is doing with this money. You can even see what he's doing with, in spite of the mammoth job he's doing with programming this platform on the internet, keeping it abreast with modern scientific system, bringing it to the optimum speed, the best speed ever for any transaction. He is still using it to sponsor us to places to help bring to the notice of others who have not heard of TBC to hear it. He's using it for all of us. He's not even using it for himself. He has said it that he is only responsible and accountable to God. And that is the highest authority that one should always adhere to. So please, pay your $10 fee and get your send button turned on so that you can attend the send button meetings every Monday. You can start to broadcast. You can start to do a lot of things. Your cash flow will become better by recruiting others, by recruiting new people, and you will be buoyant. You will be having money in your pocket to do other things. So please, pay your $10 admin fee. Get your send button turned on and attend meetings every Monday by 3 p.m. Nigerian time and 7 a.m. US Pacific time. With this now, I will like to come to the end of my broadcast and ask you, my brothers and sisters, to please subscribe to my channel so that you give me the moral boost and support that I need to contribute my small quota, my videos might, to the broadcast that admin has asked us to do. It is necessary we support ourselves and encourage ourselves to go out and do this job for God. It's a job we're doing for God, because God says we should love our neighbor as ourselves. So those of us who are opportune and lucky to have got into TBC this early, and now we should please extend our hands of friendship and fellowship and brotherhood and love to the others who have not heard about TBC. Hence, I am calling on all Africans now to rally around their leaders and would-be leaders to organize and prepare for the visit of Randy Wilson and Stephen Cufee, sponsored by our wonderful admin. Please, it is necessary that we do that so that those men will also be happy to visit us and come back again after this visit. Because what they see now is what will make them come again or not. We should not lose this opportunity. It's even an opportunity for us to come together now and with one voice pull down the wall of Jericho. Pull down the wall established by our enemies, the powers that be, the few that have cornered our commonwealth. With this now I say thank you. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow. God being our guide. Thank you very much. Bye for now.